Hi, 7th graders. So this week we are doing our second week of our probability unit. And last week we worked on the probability of doing one thing, rolling a dice, flipping a coin. This week we're getting things a little bit more complicated, and we're going to talk about the probability of two things happening at once. This is called compound probability. Compound probability. One example of compound probability is the example we've been using this whole time, which is rolling two dice. So if you just roll one dice, that is simple probability. It's just one thing. There's 6 options. You can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6. If we're wondering, okay, what's the probability of getting a 2? Well, there's 1, 2 out of 6 options, so it's 1/6. But what if we rolled 2 dice? Now, and if I said, what's the probability of rolling the sum of a 9? There are a whole bunch of different ways I could get a 9. I could roll a 5 and a 4. I could roll a 6 and a 3. I could roll a 4 and a 5 in that direction. And this is the part that's complicated, is figuring out all the different options when you roll 2 dice or when you do anything 2 times or more than 2 times. And the list of all the possible options is called the sample space. So if you're flipping a coin, you can get either heads or tails. That's the sample space. But if you're flipping a coin twice, you could get heads and then another heads then tails, tails then heads. It goes on. It's a little more complicated. So all we're doing today is learning how to find the sample space of different situations. This is important because when you use probability in real life, it is very often more complicated than rolling a die. You have to think really carefully through all the possibilities, and then you're actually able to determine probability. So that's our focus for today. It will help us by Friday finally be able to answer the question, if Ms. Strauch rolls 2 dice, takes the sum of them, what number should you guess so you have the best chance of guessing the number she rolled?